Finishing buttons. No. Hey, people. Hello, YouTube. Well, we're here to talk about what everybody's talking about. We're on day 3 of this Diddy trial. I don't have a whole lot to add to this story. We're all hearing the same things. You have all of your favorite commentators telling you the same story. There are several YouTubers there at the court bringing you the day, the blow by blow and the day by day. But I have a couple of things I want to ask as well, since we are following the story. Is anybody here? I don't see nobody. I am going to wait till at least I get one soul till I know I'm connected. Hey there, I am Mrs. Ricks. Pretty teens. It's just so much, isn't it? To try to watch everybody's coverage, not to mention all of the professionals' coverage, and it's just a lot. But one thing keeps coming up for me on this case. Hi, LA Fabulous. Pretty things. I am Mrs. Ricks. Did I already speak? Listen, it seems to me that they've so far in 3 days, they're still not making the case as to why P. Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever you call him, Diddy, was charged with the particular charges that he was charged with. It seems to me that if this was a strong case by the Fed, we know the Fed doesn't play. Usually, if the federal government comes at you with some kind of case, they've already settled that they can win the case or they don't bring it, right? But I see that everybody that I'm watching on YouTube or people I'm talking to in personal, they all still have the same question. We all agree. It seems that even the Republicans, we all agree that this is the domestic violence, that this man is what many people would consider a monster. He's a very nasty, mean, evil person, power hungry and abusive, right? I think that case is being made. I can only assume that he wasn't charged with domestic violence because it was too old. I don't know what the statute of limitations is. I wish someone would just bring those dates up. Why they didn't charge him with domestic violence when that's what we're looking at. I'm not convinced that he should be convicted of conspiracy, sex trafficking, if that's not what he's actually doing, right? So my question is this: they really have to press this. I assume that when the next group comes up, they're going to be trying to prove that they're going to be trying to. It's late and keep my mind together. What was I just talking about? Okay. They're going to be trying to prove the conspiracy charge because that is what he's charged with. That is what will put him away. It's conspiracy and also sex trafficking. Correct? I say it's not sex trafficking since he is the trick, right? He is not selling women. Sex trafficking. That's what I've been my understanding. If he's selling women for the purposes of prostitution, sending them other places, grabbing them from one city to another city, traveling with them for the purposes of prostitution, where he actually profits from it. Situation is a little different than that. He's actually the trick, and he is not only he's not even paying the women, he's paying the men. Correct. So I think that's a little different. So now the Fed's going to have to really come up with it. They really have to prove their case that this is the same rules would apply. But my thing is, if you have employees, if I have employees, and your employees work for you, are those co-conspirators? Because if he's assigning people to do things, this is just me talking. if he's assigning people to do things, how can those people be his co-conspirators? If he has co-conspirators, there should be people who are like they're working together on something, right? One has a house, a freak house, one's paying for airlines, right? One's paying women, one's paying men. Somebody else has to be doing something if they're co-conspirators other than him, right? If you are an employee, you do what I tell you to do. That does not, in my opinion, make you a conspirator. No, you don't conspirate shit. You do what you're assigned to do. I think that's totally different than having a co-conspirator. So that's kind of where I'm stuck at on today. From the bits and pieces I've been able to pick up. Unfortunately, the federal government does not allow them to have cameras in the room or even audio. We just have to go by what the people are saying that are actually in the room. Of course, a lot of salacious stuff has come up in this thing. And no, I will not be covering this blow by blow. It won't be an everyday thing with me. But if there's a point, then I just want to discuss that point. So, because so far they had not charged anybody else. How can you charge one? I think I said this yesterday. I'm sorry. One person with a conspiracy. The very word conspiracy would indicate that there'd be more than one person involved. And I don't know that paid employees would qualify. Am I right or am I wrong? How y'all doing today? What's going on, Fraser Laurie? Yollywood news. What you think, Yollywood? Because if he gets all the way to the end, he done paid all these people, what he paid $10 million for lawyers. They certainly, if I can see this thing, they're going to be picking that thing apart. And so far, all they've proven in this trial is that he is a domestic abuser. He could certainly be charged with something like assault, attempted murder. Any of those kind of charges would make sense. But to come up with now your sex trafficking, I think that's bullshit. And they're not even bringing up other women. See, I thought that a freak off, this is a word that Puff Daddy has made famous now. A freak, I thought they were parties. Parties. It seems like the overwhelming majority of these times were three ways, or what the porn would call cockholes, where the boyfriend sits on the side and watches his girlfriend have sex with other men. In this case, paid men. Now, he's got a heavy sex drive, but an extremely heavy sex drive for all of this baby oil and all this other stuff. But wait a minute. Yeah, it's pretty nasty and pretty dirty and so forth. And they're trying to come at Cassie. I believe Cassie is done now. They said that this was her closing because she's about to have a baby at any moment. Right. So that would explain why they put her on there first. But I think that the Fed needs to get, are these federal prosecutors that we're hearing from? They need to get busy right now explaining to us why the two primary charges. Why is it sex trafficking? And why are they saying he's trafficking her? And why is it a conspiracy without any conspirators? Right? Now, I think it's kind of weak to say there, well, my driver drove her there. That means he's a co-conspirator. Right? The man who brought the drugs to the house, he's a co-conspirator. The people who clean the room up, they also co-conspirators. Are they? No, I would think that a co-conspirator would be someone who is also involved in these parties, who is also getting something out of it. Correct? That would be like Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell. They got her with this freak she had, because she was out there actually procuring the people. So if anything, maybe stop. Depending on how clever these lawyers are, they could charge Cassie, because Cassie would be the one who was handing over the money. Baby. This is already hard enough. Would you stop? Child. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Technically, now I'm not saying that they're going to charge her nothing like that. But she was the one handing over the money. She was the one making the phone calls. She was the one inviting these people over. The boys were chosen by her type, her taste, because he wanted her to pick out who she would have sex with. Correct? I ain't saying it's right, but I'm questioning the legal part of this thing. Who are the co-conspirators? And then people say, well, stop saying co-conspirator. Stop saying It is primary because that is the charge. You're going to have to prove what you're charging, people. Now, I know those federal people, they don't usually fuck around. You know, if they're bringing the case, they have already thought these things through, and maybe they won't bring it to fruition until they're actually calling their witnesses and so forth. But so far, they haven't done that much. All they've proven is that this dude is a domestic abuser, right? Many women can testify that that is the same experience they've had as far as an abuser. What the hell has that got to do with trafficking, though? And what does it have to do with having co-conspirators? Nobody was getting off, but Diddy. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Hey there, NY. Wait a minute, NYW. You look like somebody else I know on here. Do y'all have an opinion? I know y'all all opinion out. Y'all done seen and made comments here and there, right? But it seems to me that everybody's coming back to the same conclusion. They're all asking the same question, essentially. That's the lady. See, she reminded me of you, Elaine, the lady over the top of you, NYW. Maybe it's just the lipstick. I don't know. That's what I thought it was. Anyway, they all seem to be asking the same question. The professional commentators, the newscasters, the YouTubers, the people who are in the building, they're all asking the same thing because it seems like we're working with two different things here. Right? I hope they went over the dates and see if he can be charged with assault or he could be charged with domestic violence. Seems to me that assault, he assaulted her. We saw that. They have the evidence. Why did they choose to charge him with these things? What I'm beginning to think is this is these charges, these two charges, primarily three charges, were the only way they could make it federal. Is that it? Because the other charges would be state. Well, state will still put his ass away. You can't be doing people like that. How you doing, Elaine? Would you please hit the like button? Thank you. Let me see if any of these other saints have anything to say. I agree with you. Just listening. Okay. If they had knowledge of what he was doing and did nothing about it, that makes them complicit. Really? Bro, 3103? That makes them complicit even if they are paid employees? I don't know. I don't know about that. All the people who's fucking with Donald Trump right now, are they all complicit and should be charged with crimes? Or is it him that are doing the things, the person who's giving the order? Right? Some of his employees have already flipped to witness and will testify against him later in the trial. Yeah, we'll see. We are only 3 days in. Mm-hmm. So I still don't buy that they're complicit, though. They're taking orders, honey. Let me see. It's interesting. A lot of other stuff came out today. I mean, basically it's the same thing, but a lot of more details came out. A lot of more of these sexual things they were doing. None of that sex stuff surprises me because they're in my opinion, they're drug addicts. She admits that she was a drug addict. She went to rehab. He is definitely a drug addict, right? So if you've ever been around people who do drugs, it's not surprising some of this crazy, stinky shit they do. Yes, they do pee on each other, and that's just a part of it, right? But I think they've already done a good enough job at painting him as a nasty person and a violent person, nasty person. Maybe the Fed has got a plan. They're going to try to tie some of these earners or some of these other violent acts, because he seems like he's done so much for them to try to just catch him on these sexcapades, right? Let me see what y'all think. Only day 3. All in the original complaint will be brought to surface. It's pages and pages. Okay, so Hollywood News, you're saying it's too early to judge what they have, what kind of case they have. Right. They had to rush her in there. They had to get Cassie in there because she's so pregnant. I think she's something like 8.5 months pregnant. So if they could have delayed it or fixed it up a different way, I'm sure they would have. But they had to get her in there right now. So that was, who was that? Was that the defense? No, that was the prosecution gave their case first. Now the defense has got to give their case, and we're going to all get mad now because they're going to be coming at this woman and trying to, cross her up. Were the lights on or off? Not a lot of little bullshit they go through, right? Who gives a fuck? The lights on or off? Did you instruct her to? Could she leave? I think it's the bottom line. And obviously, she could not leave. We saw her trying to escape, and the Fed might come with kidnapping. My understanding, if I hold you from this room to the hallway, if I won't let you go into the hallway, I have kidnapped you, right? So I'm not under the impression that he's going to get off, and I'm not rooting for him to get off. He's a very disturbed person. Should he go to prison for the rest of his life? I'm not buying that either. He's pretty much fucked off his entire life, caught up in sex. Who has time? You would think, who hell has time for all this sex? She said they were doing it every week. So I guess they work during the week and then do this all weekend. And they're doing it for 2 and 3 and 4 days at a time. What kind of executive running a corporation as big as his and living in all these different houses and all this flying and all these artists and all this? Who has time for all this shit? It's probably what was putting the pressure on his ass, right? But he sounds like he's hooked on dope. He's hooked on phonics, honey, and trying to get the freak in. There are drugs that all you want to do is have sex when you do the drug. So that might be a primary issue as well. The drugs. Don't diminish the drug situation. I would say that most of the population now see him as a creep. Well, he's definitely a creep. A whole lot of people who've been following him, his fans, I haven't encountered too many people admitting to being his fans. At least not right now. He does not have street cred. He is seen as a dangerous man to be avoided at all costs. This is why he can't get bail. Okay. Yeah, we all know he's an asshole, a dangerous person. More than likely, I bet you he's abused some of those men too. If this is a power thing, if you're obsessed with your power, then many men will try to humiliate you, particularly when they're trying to get you to sign contracts and all that. He was probably abusing the men as well, not necessarily sexually, although that's been implied that he does sex with all these guys and all that. But aside from that, just the way he treats people and manipulates people, right? Now it's horrible. He done tricked this young girl, telling her she got a 10 album deal, and she only has one record. He holds that over her head for the rest of the time she knew him, and he ain't making no more records with her. Nope. She didn't become his punching bag. There's no way he was going to ever let her do anything else. Stop, boy. That part is control as well. Suge Knight says he believes Trump will pardon. Oh my God! Well, if Trump pardons him, they need to get him out of office. There's already many reasons for Trump to leave office. When he starts pardoning people like this, well, this person will probably be seeking revenge. Then he needs to leave office. Trump needs to leave office anyway, child. Right? They're saying that there are so many. That's how I told you guys yesterday. The moment you open your eyes, right, you're going to see what Trump has done now. When I sign off of here, I go back to the news. Guess what? Trump has done something else, or something else has been uncovered about something he's done. Apparently, he's got trillions of deals over there in the Middle East. Not just the plane. The plane is only something that we had to know about before we caught him. He's got trillions of deals. They showed us something like was it 6 high-rise buildings with Trump, like Trump buildings already over there in those countries, in Qatar. Golf courses. He's got major investment over there already, and his son Jared Kushner. If Trump can't use him, he ain't helping nobody. Unless Trump just likes thumbing shit up in our face. He just like showing us and telling us that he can do whatever he wants to do. It is amazing. He's over here making all these $1 trillion deals that will affect his family and himself, going on way past this little 4 years that he's doing here, right? But yet before he leaves, he wants to make sure that our Social Security gets cut. And they swore up and down over and over. We won't touch Social Security. We won't touch Medi-Cal. We won't touch Medicare. We won't do it. We won't do it. I'm against it. I'm against it. So what do? Now they're trying to get $880 million out of Medicare alone. Everything SNAP. What is SNAP for? To feed your kids. He don't want them fed. He want them to have one doll baby, honey. They got too much, as this nigga's over here trying to manipulate $400 million jets for himself because they're gold plated, and he's got a gold toilet and a gold sink. And you know heard about Trump? You know, he manipulated that over there, right? He said because when he went to the Middle East, they had these great, big, beautiful planes. Their jets are so much nicer than our jets. So this is all about Trump wants a nicer jet than anybody else. I think we should have the nicest jet. We're the United States of America. We're not shit. All you see is you. You want to have the nicest jet of anybody in the world, Donald Trump. So you don't care what we think about it, right? Right? You've already arranged it where you can't be charged with anything. You've already stacked the Supreme Court. You've stacked the courts all over the land, correct? You're controlling the FBI. You're controlling the Senate and the Congress. You're controlling every department. You've got a bunch of idiots in these departments, right? You got that goddamn Kennedy up there sounding like a fool all day, trying to explain why we don't need measles vaccinations, even though they're having an outbreak right now. Correct? You got a bunch of idiots all around you, Donald Trump. But you are going to get our Medi-Cal. What's next? You want to get the SNAP. And you want to have a work requirement. You want to send the people, if they are disability, don't that imply that they already have a disability? Aren't they already too old to work? What, you going to push them out their wheelchair and make them work? What do you get out of that, Donald Trump? He ain't did a goddamn thing about what's going on right now. All we were asking of you, Donald Trump, is to bring down the price of eggs. Have you even mentioned the eggs? Oh, yes, you do. Remember, you go and lie and said the price of eggs are way down, except when I go to the store, that day I'm $12. Well, America, 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 God gave this place to us. Mm. The ones that put that fool in office, even though we had an example of what he was going to do, he was already caught in 3,600 lies the first time. As Maya Angelou said so beautifully, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. How in the hell could this dude be impeached twice? Impeached twice, 34 felonies. How could he do all this crazy shit, girl, not accomplishing anything for us? And you put him right back in there. And now he ain't got nothing to hold him back. Nothing. Lawyers scared of him. Let me see. Let me see. Y'all got opinions. I would say that most of the. Well, a lot of those rapper types, convicts and stuff like. I've been in prison, honeys. I've been in prison several times, girl. They sit around and they brag about that shit. They ain't got no damn remorse. They don't give a fuck about what you think about them. They call themselves gorillas and monsters, pimps and players. And bitch better get my money. And they walk around with guns, shooting them in the air, and they got naked women all over. They don't care. They're not embarrassed by any of that, honey. Many of those people, you know how many people have got. I was just in what was I at Ross today? I saw somebody ran into me in Ross. I forget her name already. One of y'all saw me in Ross today. But anyway, people they still making shirts with Scarface all over. You know, say hello, my little friend. They like all that gangster shit. It ain't nothing but a gangster ball. It ain't. They don't consider beating up on women. They have a problem with child molesters, right? From what I remember from the pen, but mostly the dudes, they sit around brag about this stuff, Jeff. How many hoes you got? Whose hoes are these? They are mine, sir. They're mine, sire. Mm-hmm. Suge Knight, what did he say? He don't like Diddy, right? They have an ongoing beef for years. I saw his big head on there, but I didn't get a chance to see what he said. But they're not friends. No. So Trump, I guess they have planes coming in already. Trump says that white South Africans can come here. Now, all this shit about the immigrants, we don't want nobody here. You tax the brown people. Well, as what he calls people from shithole countries, they're not welcome here. Everybody goes, right? But now he said, but it's different with the white South Africans, right? Because they're being discriminated against. Really, Trump. What about all the black ones and the brown ones who've been discriminated against? Aren't they in there running for their lives as well? But are you going to bring them over here and give them housing and food? All the things you want to run all the brown and black people away for, you're inviting white South Africans. Does that even make sense? His brain is not even working on all cylinders, honey. It's crazy. No offense, white South African, if you're a decent person. But why should you be treated differently because you're white? Why should that even be a factor? Hi, beautiful, beautiful one style. Hi, beautiful one style. Y'all gonna be sick of this story by the end of it, unless they come out with some juice. We haven't heard what the other case yet. We haven't heard the federal case. So that was the Fed, right? Let me see. So far, the last 3 days, that's been the prosecution. Then they go they get cross-examination, but that's still only the beginning of it, you know. Pastor J. Trump. Oh my goodness, I blame Congress. And that's something that is so pitiful. Why did those people? I mean, how can they demand a paycheck? Congress, they're not going to do anything except for be a wuss. Let this fool. But I would take offense. Aren't you offended by this billionaire just coming here, just take over the goddamn Congress, honey? And you can't do nothing. You're supposed to be in charge of all this shit. All the stuff that he's affecting is supposed to be your job. And what do you do? Oh, yes, Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. What do you think about my what do you think about my eyes? Oh, they're the most beautiful eyes I ever saw, Mr. Trump. Oh, you're doing such a magnificent job, Mr. Trump. God damn, dear leader. And he's not even particularly bright or anything. He's like a carnival person, a reality star. That's what he seems like. That's what he is. He's not pretending. I'm sure he's just as amazed that he can get away with all this shit. I'm sure they never even planned on being able to get away with all the shit they're getting away with. They're walking away from the Middle East with trillions of dollars. Bitcoins and all this kind of shit, child. And if you're so goddamn rich, Donald Trump, why don't you take some of them trillions you are conning out of America and buy your own goddamn airplane? You could buy it. So, sister, you ain't watching that stuff? I don't know how we can avoid it, honey. Ain't but 2 stories out there, child. This one in politics. Let me see. Let me see. I get some more comments here. A lot of those congressional folk are. They're so scared and so pitiful and pathetic. I cannot stand to hear that blonde excuse me. The white woman with the blonde hair, his press secretary. I cannot stand to hear that woman say anything. She's got to be so snarky and so evil. Every time you ask her a goddamn question, how dare you ask? I can't believe you would suggest that Donald Trump would do anything. Excuse me? Are we talking about the same Donald Trump? Hasn't he been convicted of everything there you can think of aside from murder? Oh, he would want anything for himself. He gave up a lucrative. He was a rich and he was broke when he came into the presidency. Remember, Blondie? I hate her attitude. I'll be glad when she's gone. They all need to go. Just discussing her that attitude. Fucking Karen attitude. When their consciousness come knocking on the door, their spines creak and crack. These people in Congress, I would much rather you can go down in a blaze of glory. Go down in y'all remember John McCain? When John McCain, they tried to stop Obamacare, and John McCain had the deciding vote, and he came up there on that floor and like a man, like a real man, because it was wrong for America. Right? Not one of them has a damn spine. Damn, is it that important to be in Congress? So what if he fires you? Find another job. Aren't you lawyers and shit? Do something. I mean, be a hero. I guess they say, we don't need another hero. He gonna come and get us. He's already proven that and proud of it. Destroying companies, destroying attorneys. People that went to school for 16 years, child. He destroyed them like that. He thinks nothing of it. And he's got Musk over there in the goddamn place. Y'all see the parade today where they had Musk vehicles painted red? That was part of the parade. So he can sell them to the Saudis because they buy 30 or 40 at a time, you know. I would prefer a martyr Trump than a President Trump. Baby, all it would take is 3 or 4 of those people in Congress to stand up and say, no, we're not going to do this, Donald Trump. No, we're not going to do this. We're going to do what's right. You're not going to get a $400 million jet from another country. It's never happened, and it's not going to happen on our watch. The one would criticize that. That's the right thing to do. Well, them blonde bimbos over there, they would take offense. Oh, how could you deny him a plane? He needs a gold toilet to shit. Like they're not gonna want nothing back for that, huh? But they're just so nice and sweet. They're so nice and sweet. I won't give you a $400 million jet, gold plated. Mm. Take a train from hell to. Ooh, that news anchor said that she would take a train from hell to be with Trump. She said she'd take a bullet for him, that ugly woman. What's her name? Laura Loomer, or whatever her name was. And I take a bullet for Trump. I take a bullet for him. Really? Don't think he wouldn't ask you to. If push came to shove, honey, Trump would ask you to take a bullet for him. So keep your mouth shut. I admit I haven't followed as closely as I could. I don't know. If something remarkable happens in this trial, it's going to go on for 2 months. But there's so much stuff out there. I mean, he has been accused of murder. Puff Daddy, blowing up people's cars. He's been accused of a lot of stuff. So we don't know what the Fed is up to. We do know they usually don't bring charges that are like this, where nobody can figure out why they're charging them like this. They're all asking the same question. That's not like the Fed. The Fed usually comes, they're serious. They're serious people. So unless they have an angle, a way to tie this to something else. But I mean, how many life sentences can you do? Shit. I think he's going to end up somewhere around 10 years. But, you know, what is he, 55? Get out when he's 65, 70 years old. It'd be too late to rebuild the career. Nobody's going to want to do business with him. So that's why he gave her that. So I guess Miss Cat, I thought she got 50 million. So Cassie got $20 million. She had to say that in court today. Smart of, at least she got her money. She deserves that. She deserves every dime of it, and then some. And that's why it was the fastest settlement anyone ever heard of in show business. It was only one day he agreed to give her and wrote her a check, right? Because he knew what was coming. He knows how wrong he is. It's got to eat at him to be that kind of person. Y'all, any of y'all who dealt with abusers before, you know how they are. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again. I love you, baby. I love you. I'll die for you. I'll take a bullet for you. That's how they act. Abusers. And then a week later, you were in the hospital again. Let me see. Soul Sister Me Too. Soul Sister #1 show. You believe he hates America? Well, he wants revenge, honey. He wants revenge against everybody. He said that's when he coming in there, he's gonna get revenge. I don't even remember him particularly campaigning. I remember Kamala working her ass off in 2 or 3 cities a day. Trump didn't come up to the last minute, and he seemed awful confident that he was going to win. We all see that everybody on his team is a crook, right? We know he's in 30-something thousand lies. We know he's a liar. We know he's a crook. We know he's money obsessed. We know he's feeding money to his children and all that. Why wouldn't he cheat to get in the White House? Why? When everything else would fall into his lap if he could get into the White House. And somehow or other, he felt he could do that. That's why he kept on playing golf and said, Trump, shouldn't you be out there on the campaign trail? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Right? He delayed it, even campaigning. And when he campaigned, he's basically like a stand-up comedian. He just went on there and got some laughs, mostly talking about minorities, you know. but he just make jokes, talk about Biden and other politicians, you know, midget Marco and all these kind of shit he talks, honey, just making people laugh. He ain't do no hard campaigning. He didn't lay out any kind of plan at all, right? And why can't you go and address the people who are in charge of the markets, man? Why are we still paying the same price at the supermarket, and the prices are about to go up, 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 right? You didn't have no rough assignment. And why do you keep coming lying to us, telling us how bad Biden did, when we all know it wasn't bad? The only reason Biden didn't run again and kick your ass again because he's too old. That's it. And now we see signs that you're too old too. Hugh Hefner. Now, what do Hugh Hefner got to do with this? You saying Hugh Hefner had sex parties? They haven't even used the word cockhole. That's what they call that thing. What they're describing and what they were doing is called a cockhole. So it wasn't no freak off. He called them freak offs, but it seems like most of those freak offs were 3 people: him, her, and a male escort that they hired. Right? He has a big thing about the baby oil. Now they haven't said anything about this baby oil being laced with drugs. Remember, that was the story a few months ago. He just like a whole lot of baby oil. He likes it warm to a certain temperature. Just rub it all over the body. More oil. He puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again. That's Silence of the Lambs, babies. He don't care what he says to Americans. He's doing his business deals and making as much money as he can. That's right. It's a money grab. He's the first place he goes, right over to Saudi Arabia, right over there to Qatar, right? And he's making not billion-dollar deals. He's making trillion-dollar deals. And when they put him on the map, I said, wait a minute. I had no idea he had all those Trump hotels over there. Right? It's just a money grab, just getting all he can get from them and making them promises. Okay, I'll do this and do that and do this. The people are not just giving you billions and hundreds of billions of dollars for nothing because they like your hairdo. No, you're setting yourself up and all the people in your family up, Donald Trump, and you're going to be investigated for the rest of your natural goddamn life. Over there. Now, when he come back, he's going to try to remodel the White House again, because he's over there and he's sitting on thrones and gold walls and gold floors and gold jets and all this shit, child. He's going to come over here because he's already got it looking like Las Vegas in there. He's going to come back now. He's going to want to hang some more crystal and gold chandeliers and things, because he's in competition with the Middle East, I guess. Right? Just like a child. Only reason he brought up the plane is because they had a bigger one. Serious people are not so concerned with airplanes and rings and shit, Donald Trump. What are you going to do about these goddamn prices? Now he claims that he going to lower all the drug prices. People have been trying to lower drug prices for the last 100 years. He going to lower them in one day and by 80 to 90%. Really? Because the fat man told you that? He's slick shading Elon Musk and saying that Elon Musk said he paid $88 in London for Ozempic, but over here it was $1,300. Ozempic is $1,000. I get it myself, and I think everybody who I've known or currently getting it, it's $1,000. Of course, he has to exaggerate that damn thing. So now it's $1,300 over here. So Donald Trump just fixed it just like that. So when did the price go down, Donald Trump? Why don't you tell us what the dates are, so everybody can go and lose a little blubber, honey? We'd all like to lose a few, right? Yeah, that's what Ozempic costs, That office is tacky as hell. You saw his apartment in New York, Trump Tower. He got thrown for dining chair. The dining chairs are like kings and queens sitting in the dining chairs, Jeff. The elevator solid gold, girl. That tells you his obsession with money. You thought this is the first time Donald Trump has been an actual billionaire. Now, he might have played one on TV before, but he's an actual billionaire now and getting more and more rich by the week. And I thought Elon Musk was supposed to be leaving the government. So what the fuck is he doing over there in Qatar with Trump then? What's that all about? What deals are being made there since you left? And you're the richest man in the world. Why would you want to be the richest man in the world? Go and spend your money, man. Do something enjoyable before it's all gone. He done definitely, he's lost half his money since he started fucking with Trump. But they got a plan. They got a plan to get more. They got a back door for more. They're going to turn all the fire trucks and the police cars into Elon Musk cars. You going to read my book? Which one? For ASMR. What's that on my content channel? Read it. Let me know when you read it. I like to hear people read them. The last one is called The Battle. But I got 9 of them up there. Thank you. What is ASMR on my content channel? Don't flag me. I never flag nobody for reading. Honey, they had the haters. They came out when I released one of them. It was 3 books behind. They went and burned them up, child. Say, oh, it's horrible. It's the worst thing I ever heard of. Oh, I can't follow the story. It was when I was going at it with 5 Baby, this Q-Baby monster. They were burning them up and things, baby. I don't care. Long as you give me your $9.99. Anyway, people, I just wanted to come and drop that about this story here. I won't be following it blow by blow, but it's just amazing to me that they are not proving. They don't even seem to be making an attempt to prove anything about this being a conspiracy or about it being sex trafficking. They need to make those cases. But we'll see. It's only 3 days in. Thank y'all for coming on by tonight. Boy, you're welcome. Stop on by. You know I'll be here, babies, to dry your eyes. But I'm getting tired of being that second guy. Later, people.